Shelby Bonnie, and I'm the host of the Innovator Series brought to you by Technology for Obama. I'm here with Stacey Lawson, who's the co-founder of the Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology at the Engineering School at University of California, Berkeley. It's a pleasure to be with you, Stacey.
Thanks, Shelby.
So, Stacey, you've not only taught innovation and leadership, but you've also yourself been an innovator and leader, both within small companies and larger companies. And I'm curious, when we look at innovation and look at it relative to the United States, I think for many people they viewed it as kind of a core strength of the U.S. What should business executives and government officials be doing to make sure it remains a core strength of the United States?
Well, for government, I think there are a couple of key areas that we need to focus on. And we've talked about a few of them. The first is investment in infrastructure. I mean, not just physical infrastructure, but digital, and making sure that we're actually closing the digital divide, investing in broadband, getting all of our citizens on the digital economy. What we know is that every 10% of penetration in broadband actually increases GDP by 1.3%. So it's a direct investment in getting more folks into the prosperity of the internet boom. The other is education. Of course, we need to be investing in strengthening our schools and making sure our young people are prepared for the 21st century.
And by the way, broadband is linked to that as well in terms of being able to meet a lot of families that need access to more information.
Absolutely. And as someone who teaches innovation, I actually see the sort of widening gap in the preparedness of our young people as they come into a college environment or a university environment and are prepared to learn these notions of entrepreneurship and commercialization and new venture creation and technology deployment and so forth. So education is key. And then I think that much of what the president's been doing around revitalizing our manufacturing industry is really, really important. That it's not just the job creation, but it's investment in R&D, and it's actually creating a healthy, thriving sector in our economy that is part of that innovation cycle. That all of those are very, very critical.
And that's something you have a unique perspective of, because that was your first company coming out of business school.
That's right. I've been in the manufacturing sector for the last 20 years and seen how the landscape for manufacturers, both large and small, has shifted, and how the internet has actually allowed them to come together, but also created global competition and price pressure. And I think the third area, actually, quite frankly, is around trade policy. That we have not enforced many of the trade agreements to the level that we need to in terms of IP protection, environmental standards, making sure there's not currency manipulation and dumping and so forth that actually hurt our goods overseas and sort of provide quasi-subsidies, if you will, for goods coming here. That getting more forceful around those trade agreements and enforcements are going to be critical. And that's something I think President Obama has shown a sensitivity to as we manage both our local or our sort of national economic climate versus vis-a-vis the sort of competitive dynamics globally.
And I'm curious how optimistic you are about manufacturing in the U.S., because that has been something that a lot of people are like, well, it's just going to all move overseas. I mean, do you think that is a foregone conclusion?
No, I don't actually. I think that investing in local niche manufacturing is a really critical way to start the resurgence of the manufacturing or regrowth of the manufacturing industry here. That consumers actually appreciate the quality and the local content of goods produced here. And that there are many industries, for instance, green retrofits, where by their very nature, the jobs require, or the job demand is local. Whether that's local food production, whether that's local sustainable agriculture, niche manufacturing, tool and die, local industrial manufacturing, whatever it is, that there are opportunities here that actually don't exist abroad to match with the local markets. I would also say that as labor rates equilibrate worldwide and energy costs start to go up, that it actually is more cost effective, and we're seeing many industries now insource and providing policies that actually promote insourcing, something the president has talked about and I think is key to actually seeing growth in that industry again.
Very optimistic of you, and I'm happy to hear it. So it's been a pleasure talking to you. We look forward to talking more. So thank you, Stacey.